In this unit, we're going to explore interactivity. Up to this point, we've been kind of creating movies that people would just sit down and watch. And now what we want to do is start incorporating the idea that the user has a little bit of control over the movie. We looked at that a little bit with the clock, where the clock read the time on your computer and would set the hands correctly. But now we really want to have the user have some input as to what happens and when. We're going to start that concept by learning about buttons. You've used buttons lots of times online. We use buttons within Flash, and so now I'm going to kind of show you how to create one. For your formative assessment, what I'd like you to do is create a button, so just follow these steps and then submit your work to the Dropbox. We're going to start off with a red circle, and again, hold shift to get a perfect circle with your circle tool. And then what we're going to do is we're going to double click on it. We need to double click so we both select the stroke and the fill. And you're going to hit function F8 or just straight F8 depending on how your keyboard's set up. And your convert to symbol window will appear. And what we're going to do is we're going to call it button. And where it says type movie clip, we're going to change that to, believe it or not, button. And we hit OK. And it looks just like a regular graphic or a movie clip, except that when we select it in our properties window, it tells us that it's a button. At this point, it's set up, it's ready to go. I'm going to double click on it, and your timeline changes. And you'll notice up at the top you see where it says up, over, down, and hit. The up state is when your mouse is nowhere near it. It's going to look like a red circle. I'm going to create an over state by hitting F6, and I'm going to change it. Just simply, I'm going to change it to blue. The down state is when you actually click on it. I want it to change. I want it to look a little bit different. So again, I'm going to hit F6. Every time I want to make a change, I have to hit F6, and I'm going to change the color again to green. So up is red, up is red, over is blue, down is green. The hit test, if I hit F6, that tells my computer where the mouse needs to be for the button to work. Currently, I have a circle on there, and so if my mouse is anywhere inside this circle, my button will work. I'm going to draw another object over here in the corner just to illustrate the point. At this point, I have two objects on the hit test, so my mouse can either be inside this circle or inside this circle, and my button will work. So to test it, I'm going to hit Command Return or Test Movie. This is the up state, over state, down state. And like I said, I have two hit states. One is here and the other one's up here, and you'll notice that my mouse is over here because we have that green circle on the hit state. And you'll notice that my cursor turns into a hand so that I know that it's an active button. And you'll also notice that you don't actually see the hit state. That's just for the computer. The viewer doesn't need to see that. And that's how we create a button. So what I'd like you to do is create a button exactly the way I did with the up, over, down, and hit, and then submit it to me on the Dropbox.